Welcome to Gaia's Tarot. This is for the sign of Gemini. This is a general reading, so it may not resonate with you. If that is the case, please check your placements. Your messages can be there. Alright, let's begin. Gemini. Show me the energy around Gemini. What should they be aware of for their higher self? Show Gemini the guidance, the advice. Gemini. Gemini, what are the energies around Gemini? Right. One more time. A little bit to the side here so you can see better. All right, Gemini. Let's see what's around you. So right now you are trying to make a decision. This card indicates your present moment, and it shows that you're planning. You're planning about your future. You're planning about your life. You're trying to make a decision about your destiny. So that's why that man has that little world in his hand. He has a foot out, but the other one is still inside, so he's not taking the decision yet. So this is a card saying that you're kind of like indecisive. This is the card that it reminds you to, make that move, make that call that contact, text that person. Do it. It's a card that is saying that you're probably telling yourself do it, but you don't. And that's because you were stuck in your mind in the past and you're facing a big problem here. So right now you're having a tower moment. This is your problem or challenge. Your problem is that something unexpected just happened to you. Something that brought a lot of chaos and destruction. It might not be a bad thing, because sometimes in order for something to be constructed, it has to be completely demolished. So you're going through a tower moment. That means that the rug was pulled under your feet. And you were just like, what did just happen? So maybe that's why you are in that position. Should I move or not? So in the recent past, you have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is a card that indicates that you were stuck in your mind. You are kind of like blind. If you look at the card, the person is blindfolded, and all of those swords are just pure imagination. You're stuck in your mind thinking about problems, negativity, bad things, and it's all in your mind. In other words, it's kind of like mental formations. You have been constructed all of these painful, you may have had some painful experiences, but not to, tie you up like that and not let you move. So you see, this person cannot even move because she's blind with that blindfold. And that is because she's stuck in her mind. So it might look like you will release all of that, because consciously you have the Ten of Swords. So you're going from the past few days being stuck in your mind with that Eight of Swords, and in your mind you're thinking, you're broken. You're consciously broken, and it's like, look at that card. There's not a single space for that person to take another stab. It's 10 swords in the person's back. That's exactly how you're feeling right now. And it might be because of that situation that you're keeping in your mind. You're just, you're too attached to your thoughts, your negative thinking. Maybe that's why you brought that tower. Maybe you brought that tower. Maybe not. Only you know. I'm just saying, at the present moment, the problem or challenge is that something was demolished. You're suffering the unexpected. So consciously you are in pain, but this card indicates probably that consciously you will release. You're going to release that suffering and all of that. You could say that baggage of emotional burden that you have had. People stabbing you in the back, using you, taking things from you, not being just with you. You have lived all of that. So consciously you are thinking of all that pain, but eventually you're gonna let it go, because you're closing that cycle in your head. Consciously you're closing that painful cycle. Subconsciously you have a nice card. So subconsciously you feel abundant. You feel like you have everything. Maybe you are missing that final cup, because this is the Nine of Cups. And the Ten of Cups will be when you have someone. This is the card of the person. Just look at the person. Sitting down with all of those cups behind him. And each of those cups represents the things he has that make him happy. Right? The job, the place, the friends, the moments, the health. This is so subconsciously you're doing good. Maybe that's why you're behaving like this. This is the card that indicates what you're bringing into the situation, which is a good one. But I'm going to say that in the next few days, you have the Empress card, Libra and Taurus energy. You might be dealing with a Libra or Taurus. So this is one of the most beautiful cards in the tarot, and you have it in the next few days, saying that in the next few days, all of these issues and all of these, you could say, negative vibes that were around you are going to go away, because you have a card of abundance. You have a card of lots of feminine. This is the feminine divine and the power of the feminine. So it indicates that you're going to be prosperous. It might also indicate fertility. So if you are a woman listening to this reading, you might get pregnant. Or maybe if you're a guy, you might get your partner pregnant. So be careful, people. If you're not planning to have a child, so take the necessary precautions, because this card indicates pregnancy. But not only that, I mean, think about what is a pregnancy. It's the gestation of something amazing, which is a human life. So this card symbolically is indicating that in the next few days, you're gonna achieve that prosperity, that abundance that you deserve. Maybe that's why you're planning. You're planning because you're gonna chase something. It's just that you haven't taken the step. You're paralyzed. It might be because of this unexpected thing that happened to you. Someone or something, or maybe yourself just like destroy something to have the clean road or the clean spot to be able to grow something huge. And this card is indicating that yes. So if you came to the reading asking for a yes or no question, this might be a yes, because it's the Empress. She's everything. She's nurturing. She indicates the beginning. You could say the beginning of life. So the Empress is a very good energy that you have in the upcoming days. And as I said, very much related with fertility. You're jumping. You're feeling happy. I mean, look at this. You have the Two of Wands in your current situation, planning. And you have the Page of Wands. So the Two of Wands, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is saying that whatever situation you're dealing with at the present moment, you are doing it with enthusiasm, lots of passion, fire, creativity. This is the card of the person just jumping up and down just because they manifested their dream. They're like, yeah, I got it. Maybe you just got an opportunity. Maybe you just got a message or a call or something for an opportunity. And that's why you're in that planning mode. Maybe you just told someone. That's why consciously you're closing a cycle and you just announced. You just announced to someone, hey, I'm moving to another state. I'm leaving. I'm moving on my own. Something like that. Destruction in order to have creation. This makes a lot of sense. Something was completely demolished to have that beautiful new beginning with the Empress card, which indicates abundance in all sorts of senses. It's like a Venus. The birth of love. So you are bringing that fire. You are having very good vibes. You're vibing good, bringing that fire into whatever you're dealing with. Could be an opportunity, as I said, the Page of Wands. Dreams manifested. And yeah, it makes sense because you have the Magician. This card indicates external energies coming into your, you could say, your path or your current moment. Either someone is manifesting you, or you are manifesting someone, or you just manifested your dream. This is the card of manifestation. You see, he's the Magician. He's got all the elements. He's got all 4 elements of the tarot. The sword, the wand, the pentacle, and the cup. He's working. He's using all his skills to make that happen. It's like, yes, I want this universe granted to me, and then the universe comes in and says, boom, Here you go. This tower, I'm already seeing that it's either you pull the rug under someone's feet, maybe your family or a relationship or someone you live with, and you just announce and told them, hey, I just got this and I'm gonna go for it. Because you have the Nine of Cups here. Subconsciously, you are doing it. Even though you have all of these swords from the past and all of these, stuck energy in your mind, you need to be aware that the mind can be something very dangerous for humans. We need to learn to silence our mind. In the past few days, you were not silent in your mind. You're just like constantly, thinking and stuck in those thoughts. But you're bringing good energy to that whatever thing that you manifested. So this card from the outside, it's indicating some sort of manifestation. If this is not a love reading, this is a general reading that I always do for all the signs, the Celtic cross. But if you're thinking about a person, because I'm seeing this card here, and this is the card of marriage, the Hierophant, it's the Pope of the Tarot. Very powerful card. It's either that you're hoping to go for some tradition. This is the card of tradition, customs, classical ways of thinking, going by the book. Either you're hoping that you can go by the book, or you are afraid to go by the book. Be careful, you might not be getting someone pregnant and being pregnant yourself, and then you're left with the question, should I marry it or not? This card might be saying that you're scared of that. You're terrified of, being attached to that traditional way of thinking like marriage. But something definitely manifested. Something big just happened to you. That's why you're like, right now you're like about to begin a ride, because this tower is going to put you in that ride. And that dream manifested. So that magician energy is beautiful. Nice reading, Gemini. It's a very nice. I'll speak about the long-term future. So in the next few days, I already said that this is the energy of abundance, having lots of beautiful things around you. The Empress is one of the most beautiful cards in the tarot. And it's the beginning of something beautiful. And with that dream that you just manifested, the Magician, or maybe you manifested someone, as I said a few seconds ago. Either someone manifested you, or you manifested someone, and yeah, that someone is gonna be there with you. So the future long-term card, this is the card that concludes the reading. The reading has kind of like a message, like a story, and this is like the unfolding of the story. And this might be for the next weeks or months. The energy that will be around you will be the one that you will release all that burden. Very much making sense, because in your head, you're about to close that painful cycle, and yes, you are going to release. This is a person having a lot of baggage, a lot of responsibility, lots of weight in their shoulder. You see the person is walking with all of those wands. It's a 10. So that means you're going to close the cycle, release, get that baggage off your shoulder, and then you're going to feel so light, so fresh to continue, because it continues. So the 10 of Wands in your long-term future, it's indicating that you're going to release all of this, you could say pain, or, negative forces, some negative thoughts, negative forces, and also physical responsibilities, like taking all things under your hands and being the one that does everything. No. You're no longer going to be like that. You're going to release all of those responsibilities and continue to move on in a much different, you could say, approach or manner toward wherever you're going. Because you're going somewhere with this opportunity. There's an opportunity here with the Magician. It's interesting to see the Hierophant here. And by the way, this is a reading of 10 cards, and you have 4 major arcana. 4 out of 10. It's a lot. That means you're going through a very decisive, very important moment in your life. That's why you're in that mood. Planning, but not moving. You might be moving soon, in the next few days, when you're sure that that abundance that you deserve, it's right there and you're gonna get it. That's why you're feeling so optimistic. It's a very optimistic card, and that's how you are right now with that planning. So I would say the advice here, because the Hierophant here, it's a card that is representing, as I said, either fear of going by the classic traditions, or you're hoping that you can go by the classic tradition. I would see it more as a fear in this reading, with all these swords in your mind, in your back. I would say this is some sort of fear that you have. But maybe the advice in the reading is, do not be afraid of going by the book, or do not be afraid of going by classical ways of thinking, because if you attach to classical ways of thinking, maybe you will be able to release all that baggage. It's either that or the other way around. You're hoping that you can attach to those ways of thinking in order for be capable and have the ability, or maybe you have the courage to let go of all of those burdens. You will be releasing. That's a good card for the future, just like this, Gemini. The reading might be suggesting you to be patient. Do not be affected by this tower moment that you had. Do not be affected by that unexpected thing that happened to you. Continue with that enthusiasm that you have, that spark, that fire, that you say that motion, right? But move, because right now you're not. You're just planning, but you haven't taken that step. So right now, maybe the reading is advising you to don't be affected by that unexpected thing. Make that call, make that move. Abundance is right there, around the corner. Abundance and beautiful, amazing things are around the corner, including, getting pregnant, or just, having that wonderful dream that you want. Because the Magician is here saying, yeah, it will be manifested. That impossible thing that you just keep on saying to yourself, it's there. And don't be afraid. Maybe this is the reminder here. Do not be afraid of classical ways of thinking, customs, or traditions that maybe you are not that much familiar with, or you are scared of. Do not be afraid of that, because that will give you maybe the courage to release, after this dream is manifested and you finally begin that, you could say, that trip. You begin your journey towards that goal. Release. Just release all of those burdens. Very nice reading, Gemini. Thank you for visiting the channel. Feel free to like and subscribe. Share with other Geminis. And come back to Gaia's channel soon. Thank you, guys. See you soon.